Hello, everybody, and welcome to well, I guess it's kind of welcome to another Toonkind D&D at 12 frames per second. I am Traditional Preference, and I am joined by the lovely,
Tala Tala. Lovely to be
fantastic,
here.
very, very. I'm also lovely to be here. Um, this FPS is entitled First Contact. And it will be between villains, very definitely super evil, um, evil, evil villains.
The
Mine
best.
being, oh yeah, I've got Ultra Brain and Minion, which are definitely not Megamind bootlegs, and Tala.
I have 3-4RL, also known as Earl, plus technically, I guess, two others that will be making an appearance in this FPS, but they'll be introduced later. Wait, three.
Delightful. Oh, delightful. This is the first time hearing about this. Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
It's just your co-workers. Don't worry.
Just coworkers. So well, sort of. This FPS takes place before Minion and Ultra Brain left Metro Urban, their city of villainous residents. And they have received a message from someone they have not heard from or seen in about well over, almost 10 years. Well, almost over 10 years at this point. And yeah, Tala, what's up with that note, huh?
Ah, okay. So basically, what you get is a little piece of paper just slipped under your door one evening. And because,
Incredible.
uh, you know, technology can be hacked and whatnot, and this is private stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the note, I don't have a script for the note, so I basically just go something along the lines of, "Hey, this is Earl. I'm finally leaving Metro Urban. Here's the coordinates to the place I've been staying at this past decade, and also here's the key card to get in. Here's an emergency password if that fails, and also here are the locations of every trap and hindrance because well, you can't deactivate all of them, and
Mm-hmm.
just help yourself to whatever's in there. And you've been doing a good
Gosh.
job. Uh, I never said this before, but you've been doing good. You've been doing good, Ultra Brain. You've been doing good.
I am going to die.
Good as in the evil
Um,
way. Good as in the evil way. By the
yeah,
way.
you've been doing yeah, terrible. The worst. Absolutely
Yeah, that's just written
atrociously.
in like parentheses at the very end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, so Minion and Ultra Brain have been handed this note with like the exact coordinates of the thing they have been restraining themselves for the last decade from going and trying to find. um so uh yeah, pretty much as soon as they get that note, they're heading over. Z's actually in sort of more of like an overlord, one of their more like overlord outfits, so it's like a long coat and uh with more of like a mandarin collar or turtleneck, no cape, no big caller. Bit more practical. Uh, minions in the the like Godzilla type suit. um, but yeah, they head over. They get in. Should should they roll to successfully get past the traps that they've been made aware of, or is
Uh,
this just gonna work?
I mean, you can roll deck saves at at advantage.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh.
Oh,
Uh.
please use your advantage. 13.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
are,
Mini.
uh, I, by the time you make it to like the non-booby trapped part of this hideout, you are lightly singed, but unharmed.
It's fine. It's just another evening. Um. Lovely. So lightly singed, Ultra Brain and Minion make their way uh, into I'm guessing the main part of this
Yeah.
villainous
Uh,
lair.
if you want, actually, while you do that, could you roll a history check?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Dun, 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 dun. Ultra Brain.
Uh,
What
that's a nat
is
one.
that's a nat one. Um Minion, save us, please, with your +6. That's a nat
Jesus
1 and a nat
Christ.
20. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Ultra Brain.
Uh-huh.
You have never heard of this place. You've never seen this place. You've no idea what it is besides, well, it
A
definitely has the look
place.
of a villainous hideout. But,
Oh my
uh,
gosh.
Minion.
Uh-huh.
Uh, let's see, with that nat 20, I don't know, you had like maybe like a while ago you had a conversation with one of the drones or Ignis about like the history of the group, and you know that was the very first base
Gosh.
back when like the group was just comprised of 3 people and like no one else, not even the minions.
Mhm. Yeah, Minion doesn't really say anything. They're just looking around, uh kind of somber, and a little bit like in awe. Ultra Brain's just they're here for 'cause he's here for like I don't know Earl, like anything else. Z doesn't care where they are. They just know that this is the place that Z has been very carefully, very determinedly not trying to look for. Where it is, Z doesn't know, but they're here now.
They are here now, and I guess I'll give you a bit of a rundown over what you can find in this a hideout. So, most of the rooms are pretty empty. Like, it's definitely been a place that was cleared out a long while ago. But, um, in some of the rooms, you can find like displays of what seems to be unfinished and thrown away tech from Victor,
Hmm.
along with a workshop or two with what you can tell from your own experience seem to be like spare robot parts and the like. You also do find the spot where, actually, yeah, you do find a spot that seems like it might have been where Earl like slept and whatnot. Like there's a
Hmm.
charging station that you know every bot in the villainous group had.
Hmm. Slapped
And
in quotation marks.
and in the main room though, in the main room, you find a giant terminal, like basically the thing in the title card. It's just a big old screen,
Mhm.
and if you give it a and and it does turn on when you enter the room, just sort of uh, lights up.
Uh, I think both Minion and Ultra Brain are making sort of a beeline towards it. Should I roll, investigation or perception or anything on that, or is it just gonna happen?
Are you like pressing any buttons or?
Yeah, Ultra Brain. Actually, no, Minion probably would be the one who's because um, Earl is a lot taller than Ultra Brain, and I think I don't know that Ultra Brain can actually comfortably reach like the terminal. 'Cause he's probably like casting around trying to find a chair or something to stand
There's
on.
one of those spinny chairs with the
Oh
wheels.
my gosh, that's a terrible idea to stand on. Ultra Brain doesn't care right now. Ultra Brain, you know the thing where you kneel on it and you push it with your your other foot. Um, Ultra Brain rides it over to the terminal, and like tries to balance and stand up on it, uh, while Minion is pressing buttons.
All right. While
Do-
Minion is pressing buttons, Minion can make like an investigation check or like maybe history because you know
Mhm.
this sort of terminal is kind of similar to the stuff they have at the current base. And Ultra Brain, make me a deck save.
So that 22 was Minion's investigation. 19 on the dex save. It's better.
Damn. Yeah, you Ultra Brain is able to stand up on the chair it, and keep it stable as Minion presses a couple of buttons uh, and the terminal
Mhm.
uh, opens up to it's basically just a desktop screen.
Like the windows, like the
Yeah,
screensaver. It's just the
it's actually like
the
an older
overly blue
version.
sky.
It's just an older
Yeah,
version of Windows because you know this is an old base.
yeah, like oversaturated blue sky with the green field.
Absolutely.
That 19 tells me that Ultra Brain has done this before, standing up on spinny chairs, despite it being the worst idea. So while Minion's like poking at the terminal, they cast Zera a very disapproving look. Just like,
This has happened before and it will happen again.
yeah.
But anyways,
She's not.
oh, you first.
I was just gonna say they normally would rib Ultra Brain about it, but they're having a moment right now. That'll come later.
Okay, so on the terminal, you can find not really that much, honestly. Like, even this has been cleared out. Like, you can find some Word documents from Victor that seem to be like plans, evil plans for taking over the city and whatnot. You find a grocery list. Uh, there's a couple of models of new technology, but the thing that probably catches your eye the most is a file that's simply listed as memories.
Hmm. Minion and ULTRABRAIN look at each other a little bit. They're like, "Do we do this?" Because like clearly Earl like left like what's here was left for them to find, um, but also memories.
And
Okay, that's a little personal for, and we're definitely not any sort of, we're not personal. Um,
I mean, who's
so
to
it's
even say that Earl intended for this one to be found? Who knows
fair,
how far
yeah.
Lazy checked the terminal?
Oh my gosh, incredible. They're operating under the assumption that like anything Earl left here, Z is fine with them seeing. Um, but still, they're like, that doesn't seem right. So it's definitely like a hot minute, but I think they do click it just to see what it is.
All right. So, in the file, it's actually strangely sparse. Like, the judging by the dates from the different files, it seems to range from like uh, at the very beginning of Earl's and Victor's villainous careers to like um, maybe a couple months before the end, which
Mm.
maybe that particular detail might stand out to you because um, the memories like uh, leading up to that event and that event in particular, they aren't there.
I think they're both gonna roll insight. I'm not sure how or if they can get anything on that.
Yeah, sure, sure. Go on ahead. Actually, yeah, an insight might help help them out. uh, See if they know what this thing's actually for, why it's all here. Uh,
But
I
yeah, Minion rolled a 6
I
and
mean,
Ultra Brain rolled a -1.
you can have advantage. You guys do like know Earl.
Okay. Nope,
Uh,
that's 11 and then a 2.
okay, 11. Minion,
11.
I guess, hmm,
They've
you do
they've been
remember.
apart for a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I guess one fact you do remember about Earl is, he's always been kind of genre savvy. You know that he's had quite a few backup plans for all manners of weird, wacky scenarios that can occur from being Saturday morning cartoon villains.
Mhm.
and you're fairly sure you remember something about them, like uh, keeping a copy of like important memories, just in case, you know.
Mhm. Mm, yeah, it's like, sir, I think this is Sir Backup. Um, yeah, they don't. I don't think that Ultra Brain says anything back. Well, oh, are you sure, Minion? It's it stops too much before that. Minion just shrugs.
I want to add, it stops like right before the death of like uh, Earl's co-worker, Leo.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Also,
Mate.
one thing, another detail.
Yeah.
One of the files. Maybe it catches your eye, maybe it doesn't, but it it's only labeled as uh, that fucker.
Delightful. Um. Yeah, because their holdup right now is they're like, do we go through this? Is this just here for safekeeping? Is it here for us to go through Earl's brain diary? Um, do we want to go through Earl's brain diary? We certainly don't know. Um, I do think that fucker does catch their eye though, because like, oh, uh, they want the tea. There's so many fuckers it could be.
Do they take a look at the date?
Uh, I think they're discussing like whether or not they should like do anything with this like with this data like slice of a person they've been handed. Um and yeah, I don't think they look at the date. They just goes like, "Oh, yeah, they're just like who the fuck is that fucker? Oh my gosh." No, Minion, wait, we've got to see who who is this? Um uh, they don't check the date, but they do just go for it.
All right.
This is their test run.
Lovely, lovely. So they click on the file, and a video player opens up, and they are greeted to what seems to be someone in an office just going over paperwork. When the door opens, one of a henchbot pokes their head in and says, uh, "Wait." It says, um, "Boss, there's something in the basement." And well, let's let's take a bit of a trip down memory lane. What is the thing in the basement, Trad?
Um, the thing in the basement is definitely not an alien. It's definitely not purple. And it's definitely not about it's definitely not a much younger who would individual. No, it's definitely not a much younger version of an individual of who would eventually be known, at least in part, as Ultra Brain. um, uh, for now, they are they they broke in, they snuck in, and I'm guessing they failed a dex check at some point and tripped a like a perimeter alarm.
Yep. Yep. That's basically exactly what happened. And I want to say in the basement, you are currently on like the bottom levels. And you're in what appears to be like one big incinerator room.
Ah,
Except, uh, you know what? Before I say anything more, what is Ultra Brain doing right now? Because, silent alarms.
hmm. I think has Ultra Rain noticed the silent alarms going off, or am I rolling for that?
Uh, no, there's no signal. It's just a sort of ping that goes to every other robot in the factory.
Okay. Um. So if Ultra Rain doesn't know that Xia's tripped, you know what? I'm just using him. That Xia's tripped some sort of um silent alarm. If this child does not know, if the outlaw doesn't know that they've tripped some sort of silent alarm, they are still just poking around. I think they're investigating this large incinerator um, and seeing like, does it power something? What's often incinerated in here? Is it people? Is this a concern? Does it power anything? What's it powered by? Can I blow it up? That sort of thing.
Well, all right, all right. Roll. Is that investigation or stealth?
Yeah, that's investigation.
All right, lovely. Roll me stealth.
Stealth, cool. Oh, it's a
Okay,
10.
let me
I think
roll
Z's a little. I
something.
think they're a little cocky. Like not cocky, but like okay, I've made it through. Like I'm safe. Nothing's figured me out so far. I'm good to sort of poke around a little bit more.
Six.
Also, this backwater hick planet is. There's no fancy tech here. No one knows how to build shit.
Well, as you are poking around at the incinerator, which with that investigation, you're you're fairly sure that people are definitely thrown in here.
Perfect.
But as you're doing your investigation, you hear um, the sound of loud, very large metal footsteps, and the sound of like metal being dragged as well. That's slowly approaching your location.
Cool. The outlaw's gonna look for someplace to hide.
I mean, go on ahead. There's like a bunch of weird pipes. There's a couple of tables. There's like I don't know, maybe a locker or something. There's plenty of places to hide.
um, that's another 10. They hide. I think they like if there's some big pipes. They run up towards them and duck behind.
I
They duck behind them um, and pull out. They pull out um, a some sort of strange laser gun thing. Um, but the it's their grip on it looks a little shaky, not in fear, but in like, oh, this is hard to hold up.
Okay, okay. So since we both rolled a 10, I'm gonna roll a d2. One.
Beats it beats.
Oh, right, right, right. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Or you could
uh,
roll a d2. Either one's fine.
yeah, I'll roll a d2. One,
Hey.
one I succeed. Two you succeeded.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Well, there you go.
Roll perception.
Cool. Ultra Brain has that. Well, the outlaw has fantastic perception. That's a -1.
Why are you getting so many nat ones?
It's the
Jesus
brand.
Christ. Okay,
Um.
it's
So yeah, they can't. They can't see shit.
it's
They're in all
maybe
these pipes. There's steam everywhere.
it's it's not hard to like hear what's coming. It's you can
Hmm.
tell it's very big. That's basically all you know. But um, this particular corner of the room you found yourself in, it's all the pipes. It certainly shields you from the light of the fire, but it doesn't shield you from view of someone else who gets closer and closer to your hiding place. And before you finally see them come into view. So let me find where I put the drawing. There we go. And a
Eyes
robot that
emoji.
looks something like this comes in, currently
Oh
uncolored.
my gosh, they're so friend shaped.
Maybe not very friend shaped right now because you know the little battle mask they've got on.
Yes, definitely.
Uh, as you see them come into view, you see them look around, reach up for the mask, and just sort of tear it off to reveal a gaping metal maw of sharp, way too many sharp teeth and insides that seem to be on fire and currently dripping something that looks like magma as they open their mouth and say, come out wherever you are. Let's make this easier for the both of us.
The outlaw's just shit, fuck, shit. Well, um, I might even. I Tala, I'm so considering. Uh. Okay. I you. Hello, Tala Tala, my good dear friend.
Hello, hello.
Would you say, should scrap be an alien swear, or should it be a Toonkind swear?
I,
But my question is, who teaches who this swear?
I, uh, uh, Toonkind robot swear, but also alien swear, maybe, depending on who you've been around. I don't
Fair.
know.
Okay, valid. Sorry, I put you on the spot. Um, we can come back to that later, maybe. I don't know. Um, uh, yeah, Outlaw is definitely not coming out. If anything, they are slinking further behind the piping, um, and trying to look for some place that's small enough that that this bot question mark could not reach them if they went and if they got seen.
I want to add this giant robot is like 8 feet tall and carrying, well, more like dragging an equally large warhammer along with them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And uh, when they get no response, they stop looking around the room and almost zero in on the spot that Ultra Brain is currently hiding. And they start walking towards them.
Shit. um. So the outlaw is going to cast grease
Oh,
below.
oh, lovely.
Cast grease. Sort of the area where this large being is walking. Um, and they are going to bolt um towards uh probably like the vents or like whatever area that they've been using to sort of get around um uh sneak around this place.
All right, lovely. Okay, so let's see. What dex require? Grease requires a dex save, right?
I believe so. um my spell save DC is 12. Let me see. I think it uses my spell save DC.
All right. Let's see. That's a 3.
Yeah.
So, they heft up the warhammer. They take another step, and they just fucking slip,
Eat
topple
it.
over. It's a giant ruckus, just a bunch of noise. And Ultra Rain is able to dart to the nearest vent as
Cool.
you hear a door sliding open, and another voice pop in and say, "Ignis, are you all right?" So, the vents. Where do you want to go?
Events.
There's like
Um.
2 directions. It splits off down two separate routes.
Mhm. Mhm. Hmm. I'm wondering. I think the outlaw's gonna try and bail. Um. I think they're gonna try and get back to like head back in the direction they came. Try and get out of the lair here. So, would that be a survival check, do you think?
Yeah, yeah. Roll
Okay.
survival.
This is gonna go so well. The outlaw's not. Okay. Yeah.
7.
It's 7.
Okay, so you get to uh, a grate that leads into a room that you think it looks familiar. It looks like the room you broke into.
Mhm.
So I guess it doesn't take much to unscrew it, of course. And you drop in, and uh, you are met with uh, a group of hench bots. This was a break room. These guys are on break. There's like a pool table over in the corner where some are playing at, some are playing cards. But the second you drop in, they all stop and turn to look at you. Luckily, there's a window right behind you.
Um.
Ex- except, well, actually, what does
Are
Ultra
they?
Brain do here? Or the Outlaw?
Oh, yeah. What are the bots doing?
Uh,
Are they just watching?
yeah, right now, they were on their break. They were in the middle of having fun, so they're not like super like action ready, even with the alarm.
Uh huh. Uh, yeah, the owl is gonna. I'm guessing the vent was in like the ceiling, and there's no chance of getting back in there.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Window it is.
You turn to the
Excuse
window.
me.
Uh, well, if you look at that, with the initiation of intruder alert, there is a metal plane that is just sliding down, covering the windows, and hitting the windowsill with a final bang.
Right. Hi. Would anyone mind showing me the door?
Gosh, do you want to roll persuasion?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Sure. Um. 9.
Ah, lovely. Let me roll. What was the modifier again? Yeah. Hmm. Well, they rolled a 0 on wisdom.
Oh
So,
my gosh. I love them all so much.
so they look at each other. They look back at the outlaw. They look at each other. One of them starts to speak up and says, "Isn't that the?" And until another one just pipes up. Of course, we are always happy to help. I
Great.
am RX number 3314. I can guide you to the exit. Until another one says, "Hey, why are you guiding them? What if I want to guide the little fleshling?" And then another one says, "They are an awfully small fleshling. How are you so small? I've never seen someone so small. Is this normal, you guys? Is this normal?" And then they devolve into a conversation about like how big organics are supposed to be, and uh, they almost seem to have forgotten you.
Incredible. Cool. Uh, if they seem to have all forgotten them, the outlaw is going to start to inch towards the door to the room. Go out and try their luck out there.
Could you roll stealth?
Sure. Their stats are the worst.
Uh,
Okay, 21.
I was gonna roll perception for them, but they have a -3. They physically can't beat
My
that.
gosh. Incredible. I
So
love them so much.
yeah, you make it to the door, uh, and I assume you go to open it as well.
Yep.
All right.
Probably having to reach up a bit of
Yeah,
a
you have
ways.
to reach up. You have to like get on your tippy toes. This is designed for
Yeah.
robots of that size,
Uh huh.
and you open the door. None of the other robots in that room are paying attention, and you swing it open to see another robot who looked like they were about to reach for the door. And let me get out their image as well. Unfortunately, they're all
Incredible.
uncolored.
It's fine. They're good. They're very shaped, and I love them.
And they they pause, they look down at you, and they go,
Well, this will be easier than I expected. Alright, get over here, little rascal.
and they are
Well, your brain's gonna try and dart through their legs. The
roll
outlaw.
dex
Cool.
or acrobatics, I guess.
Oh gosh, acrobatics. Okay.
If you got proficiency with it, otherwise it doesn't really matter.
You don't. It's just the same either way. 13.
13. All right. Let's see. What should I roll for the grab? Maybe dex as well. Sleight of hand, would you say?
Yeah. Or I don't know if it'd just be a straight dex check. I think when you're doing a grapple, it's the same. It's the same skill check.
Yeah, okay. I'll roll just straight dex.
Yeah. Okay, that does it. Gosh, plus 5.
So, dirty 20, this particular robot manages to grab you by, like, the back of your shirt and is picking you up like a cat and just says,
And what is someone like you doing in here?
What is what's their passive perception?
"Oh, passive perception, you say? Let's
Yeah, I was
see.
gonna try and do something.
What's your wisdom stat, buddy?" So their
Oh,
passive is, I'll say this, their passive does not beat that.
yeah. The outlaw gets a nat 20 to stealthily uh stealthily sort of duck their head into their collar and whisper something quietly that they don't hear, but it for the audience and also for you, Tala, says, "I might need an extraction." I might need an extraction. Stand by. And yeah,
All right.
none the
All right.
wiser.
Lovely. So, this robot, they keep on talking, say,
You don't allow visitors in here, you know. And really, aren't you a bit young to be breaking into a villain's headquarters?
You keep cutting in and out a little bit. Sorry.
damn it. Okay, basically just go, we don't allow visitors, you know, and aren't you a bit young to be breaking into a villain's headquarters in the first place?
It's like the outlaw says nothing.
Ah, the silent type, I see. Well, let's see how you do against Earl. he's coming over here right this minute. And with that, the robot just starts dragging El's brain along down the hallway. Not before like turning, looking into the room
Just
and
having
just
heated debate.
seeing, yeah, seeing the henchbots arguing and just
What are they arguing
shutting.
about now? Because I feel
Uh,
like I feel like the argument has just completely devolved from the
oh
original. The
yeah,
original, like, how big are organic supposed to be?
they're
It's now
arguing
like,
about how you're supposed to make quesadillas.
I love them so much. This is
So
the best.
she just sort of closes the door before looking back at the outline. Like it's best to let them do their thing. You know how it is. Before they continue walking.
Outlaw's gonna try and twist out of their grip. I doubt it will work.
Sure, you go ahead.
um. Alright, so, uh, yeah. Um, acrobatics are gonna, or dex are gonna try and like pry at the joints, of the hand. 19?
19. And let's see. This will be funny. This will be funny. Hold on.
Sure. That's a +5. Oh!
I didn't even need to give them disadvantage for that. So here's what happens. So they're like halfway down the hallway when the door that this robot had just closed bursts open, and one of the henchbots pokes their head out and yells,
Leo, Leo, we need your opinion. Does mustard go on quesadillas?
and Leo, apparently startled by this, ends up loosening their grip enough that you're able to pry their fingers off your clothes, and you are
Cool.
dropped.
They're running.
Yeah.
They're
And,
running. Gosh, probably in the direction they were walking because the other direction is back towards Leo and the henchbots.
Yep. So, you get like probably a solid round of running because Leo was startled, and let's see. You reach a door at the end of the hallway. It opens automatically. You are greeted to another hallway, and Leo is now also chasing after you. Like,
Fucking hallways.
there are many. It's good security.
So
What can I
many
say?
hallways. Makes for great montages.
Oh, absolutely.
Great scenic, like dramatic, like walking through the hallways. great thematically. Also, you don't have to design interiors if it's just all hallways. It saves on
Yeah.
budget. More hallways you have.
Also, some of the hallway is like lined with doors, and some of the doors lead to more hallways. It's a bit of a
Doors that
maze.
absolutely should not lead to more hallways. They are going to run through the fucking hallway. Helen, please. And once they like turn a quarter and are out of sight of Leo, apparently, the owl's going to duck into a room And if the door's not already shut, shut the door behind them.
All right. All right. I want to add when you turn the corner, you see at the very end of the hallway like another two hench bots, which I don't know, maybe they seem like they were on patrol or something. Turn the corner at the very end of the hallway. They don't see you, of course.
Yeah.
And when you enter the room and shut the door, uh, you can hear the sounds of this Leo person running past. And for a moment, it seems like everything is quiet now.
Stand by on that extraction. I think I'm good.
Until you hear
Ahem.
from behind you.
The outlaw whirls around, and I think they pull out their. It looks like some sort of laser gun thing. And yeah, they're backed against the door.
You have found Earl's office.
Right.
And Z is currently standing. Well, Z was standing there, just looking very, very unimpressed. And they still look unimpressed. They just look at the laser and say,
Do you even know how to use that?
Of course I do.
Uh-huh. Alright,
Their,
come on,
their
Flashlight.
grip on it is not great.
Alright, Flashlight. We don't allow prototypes in here.
and Earl is
Prototype.
Earl's already walking around the desk and is heading right for you. And I don't know. Do you want to roll Arcana or Perception or something?
Probably definitely Arcana. I don't think the outlaw has. I think the outlaws, like most of the time when they've encountered a bot, they've sort of ducked around to try and stay out of sight and stuff. So they're trying to figure out what's these bots. That's a 16.
A 16. Yeah, okay. So with a 16, you recognize that Earl is preparing something. You can hear the whirring of something powering up in their arm.
Um. Hmm. They're going to cast they're going to cast Thunderclap at Earl. Um. So cantrip. Yeah, stealth is gone. Need a con save.
Ah, lovely. A con save. Let's see. That's just a flat d20.
Yeah, they fiddle with something on the laser gun and point it at the ground actually, because it's an area effect. A
So
burst of thunderous sound.
13. What does that do?
Beats. Actually, that's their spellcasting mod. Um, uh, or that's their spell save DC. So yeah, nothing happens. You made the save.
Yep, and Earl just holds up their arm cannon and casts. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? And casts hold person
Well,
as this sort of uh, electrical net just shoots out, and I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
great. They have really great wisdom.
The best
To
wisdom.
one. That's an unnatural one.
It means it could have been worse. Anyways,
Could have been worse.
you are now wrapped up in this electrical net. It doesn't hurt or anything, but you have been caught. And Earl does much of the same thing as Leo and grabs the outlaw by the back of his shirt and is about to reach for the door when it bursts open on its own, and Leo is there, along with that big robot from earlier, Ignis, and like several dozen henchbots. And
Shit.
Leo just goes,
Oh, oh, hey, you found it. Hey there, little buddy. It's like, wow, the worst possible room you could have hidden.
Fuck you.
Whoa, geez, what's the language?
They can't do anything. Um. Yeah, I can't move, so just glaring tiny daggers at this whole thing.
Leo just taps her chin for a second before reaching into their hammer space. Well, they move aside first as Earl starts walking out of the room. And the rest of the robots do as well, so let me roll hammer space for them. Alright, 7. And they pull out a roll of tape, of duct tape, before Earl just holds out an arm and says,
No, no, absolutely not.
and the little group just
Can can the outlaw roll to see if they know what duct tape is?
sure, go on ahead.
Would that be history? They have not been on this planet for very long.
I mean, maybe there's something that's like similar in outer space.
There's goose tape in outer space. Okay. Nope. I forgot the D.
Oh.
Nope, never mind.
That's a 5.
The outlaw's looking at it like it might bite them.
It will bite you. There's such thing as sentient objects out in space. Some of them are very aggressive. This one looks very dangerous.
Some of them are very dangerous. This is a legitimate concern. They try to struggle, but it don't do nothing.
All right. Calm down. You are going to explain what you are doing in here. Did Hugo send you?
Come again? Sorry.
Did Hugo send you?
Who?
Earl pauses at that, and the other robots seem to as well, as they just look at the outlaw, look at each other, and Earl asks,
No one
Uh,
sends me.
you don't know who Hugo is. Huh. Do you live under a rock or something?
No.
Uh-huh.
What?
I find it hard to believe that you are from the city without knowing who Hugo is, so where are you from then? If Hugo isn't the one who sent you.
No one sends me any place. It's none of your business.
Considering you are an intruder and I am already taking you to the incinerator, I think it might be my business.
and let me roll deception from Earl.
I was gonna say you could roll insight to know if the outlaw was being honest about not knowing who Hugo is.
You know what? Yeah, I'll
Um,
roll insight too.
would this be
A 13 on insight
13?
and a 12 on deception.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna roll deception too because I think the outlaw has like a cursory understanding of who Hugo is, so he's not they're not completely like unaware, but they also don't know much beside that. So that was a 20 on deception, a natural 20 on deception. So yeah, they truly have no idea. They've never heard of a Hugo before. What? Who? Huh? Um, insight. That's a 5.
Oh, Earl
Great.
is absolutely planning to kill you.
Cool. Um, yeah, they expected this. Uh, dun 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 dun. Um, can they contest? They're gonna make another whiz save and try and get out of hold person.
Oh yeah, that allows repeated saves. Go on ahead.
Yeah. Their wisdom ain't great. Uh, for the listening audience, it's a -2. Um, modifier. It's a 3. It don't do anything. Um, yeah, they struggle against the hold. Uh, then they hiss.
Leo just sort of laughs at this and goes,
Aw, Earl, it's so cute. You sure you can't keep it? I mean, come on, just look at it. How could you be mad at a face like this?
and they are absolutely going to just go and pinch their cheeks.
Hey, you don't know who you're dealing with.
Leo, please leave the child alone.
And the big robot Ignis just reaches over, grabs onto Leo's shoulder, gently pulls them back.
I think a quick stealth. They're gonna try. That's an 8. It doesn't work. There's a hint. There's a hint of panic. And they're talking louder than you think they probably intended to. But they duck their face into like the cowl of their like little caplet thing. they say. uh, gonna gonna need that extraction.
Okay. Let me just actually. While you're doing that, Earl at this point has probably like turned to the rest of the group and is just uh, d- basically reprimanding them like,
How did you let a tiny little fleshling get in? Did which of you bolt heads forgot to reset the traps?
and let's see, what is your perception again? All right. And then wait, wrong thing. Do. Okay, yeah. So they pause like mid rant
Sizing.
before holding the outlaw up higher so that he's like face level with them.
An extraction, huh? And who might you be requesting an extraction from again?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, really? Well, I'm sure this should jog your memory.
And Earl is you can hear the sound of Earl's arm cannon powering up again as he starts to raise it. So let me
Um, yeah, I
intimidation or deception?
think intimidation.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do intimidation. Right there. It's a
Well,
12.
I'll do a whiz save against that. 18!
Nat 20.
Not 20. Um, this kid stares you dead in the one eye like you are not the most terrifying thing that they've seen. And like, yeah, no matter what you could do to them, uh they they aren't gonna break.
After maybe a moment or two of this, Earl just sort of powers down the cannon and gives a nod, like,
You know what? Yeah, that's respectable. Keep your secrets then. I'm sure you'll spill them soon enough.
and, a hold person doesn't last that long, so Earl is going to first pass Ultra Brain to Ignis, who is way bigger and probably has an easier time holding them.
In like one hand, like a squeaky toy.
Yeah, pretty much. While Zeke goes through their hammer space real quick. Two. Okay, and
Barely.
just barely. And Zia pulls out some rope, just plain old rope. And with the help of Ignis and Leo, they just sort of tie a kid's leash onto onto the outlaw. Before
Uh,
our whole person is dropped and Z set down, and Ignis, being the strongest one, probably holds the end of the rope.
I think there's like a beat and the outlaws processing. What the fuck is this? It's like twirling, like twisting around, like trying to pull against it.
It's called security. Now come
Your
on.
security sucks.
I am well aware.
there is a glare from Earl at the rest of the bots.
But, well, that can be fixed later. Right now, we should probably take you to Victor. I imagine he'd want to know.
And with that, the little entourage continues down the hallway.
Mm-hmm. Sleight of hand.
Go on ahead.
Oh, okay.
All right, let me contest that with a perception from someone else.
Cool.
All right, what was your thing again?
Just rope, seriously, you idiots.
Well, to be fair, change would probably be bad.
Eh.
All right, an 8. Oh. Ignis was supposed to be keeping an eye on you. They looked away for one moment.
Cool. In that one moment, the outlaw slipped their knife out of their hammer space, cut the rope, and is running down the other side of the hallway. Any moment now.
There is a very hesitant
Earl? Earl behind us.
from Ignis as he turns around, sighs, holds up their arm cannon again, and do you want to do anything before she casts another spell?
They are. They're going to throw they're gonna throw the dagger, and they're aiming for like the arm cannon.
Okay, go on ahead.
Mm. 8 doesn't do it. I'm gonna take a hot guess, and 8 doesn't beat the AC.
Yeah.
Cool. So, an interesting thing. This dagger does not look like one you would find on Zatori. And they throw it, there's like a quiet, like muttered curse, and then it returns back to their hand. Almost like it was infused with something.
Let's see. Hey, how far can what's their movement speed?
Their movement speed is 30. Are they? I think they're Warner kind. So I think they're actually using Expeditious Retreat right now. So they're like, if they're going their full movement speed, they're like 80 feet away.
Ah, lovely. 80 feet, you say?
60, sorry.
Oh, 60. Okay. 60 feet, you say? Let me check the
Yeah.
range on something.
Is it a light crossbow?
No, they're not shooting at a child.
Okay. They could.
Yeah, they could, but
Each child expects to be shot at.
So you see a bolt of like bright blue light shoot past you, and maybe about 30 feet in front of, like 40 feet, I'd say, 40 feet in front of you, a portal opens up, and Earl steps through, Z is now right in front of. Z is now in your way.
I think because they're using expeditious retreat, they can't slow down in time, so they just just slam straight into into Earl,
You
into their legs.
didn't consider this fucker.
Fuck you.
There's another language from Leo down the hall.
Fuck off. It's a stupid planet.
Well, this stupid planet doesn't have time for such antics.
And Earl is again casting hold person.
An 11.
And
You're
11
not.
does not beat. You are once again tangled up.
Mm-hmm.
And Earl picks them up again.
If you want something done, you got to do it yourself, I guess.
Yep, pretty much. When another person shows up to the scene, this time someone who's not a robot, uh, like real kind. Wait, no, not real kind. A toon human man turns the corner and just goes, "What is all this ruckus?" Earl, what are you holding?
It's purple. It's small. It has a really big head. It looks
Oh.
really pissed off.
This is an intruder. Wait, what are you again? I've never seen something like you before.
I'm the outlaw.
A criminal, huh? That doesn't explain my question.
Well, that's all you're getting.
Earl just sighs, looks at the man, just shrugs.
Uh, this somehow managed to get in. Pretty much gave everyone else a run for their money. As expected, of course.
There's also an indignant hey from Leo in the background.
Ultra Brain is gonna vibe check this Toon human. Insight, once again terrible, but that's a 16.
A 16.
Just a general read on the vibes. Because yeah, the outlaw is here for a reason.
Oh, he is, huh? All right.
Yeah.
This guy, judging by how Earl talks to him, seems to be some like the boss around here, or at least with the other bots. And in terms of just other vibes as well, he looks a bit frazzled. He's got a lab coat on, which looks like it's been through way better days. It looks like he like came here right after going through a lab accident. And he looks at Earl and just goes, what? So, what are you doing with them? Haven't had intruders in here in a while, I gotta say. Are you
That
sure
why your
Hugo didn't
security is
send
so
them?
shit? The outlaw says, "Is that the outlaw?" Like half mutters to themselves, like, "Is that why the security is so shit?"
Oh, hold on, let me check something. Okay, Earl, uh, sighs and says,
Well, do you have any pointers on how to make it better then, since you seem so knowledgeable about it?
Like your whole East Wing is no. Why would I tell you?
Because I am the one holding you, and I also have a loaded cannon.
um. Uh. Hmm. Can I say at this point there's like an exterior alarm that triggers?
an exterior
Because
alarm.
someone's gonna be trying to get in.
You know what?
I
Sure.
don't know that they'll be able to. But they're certainly gonna try because the outlaw had an air of urgency in their voice last time they heard back.
All right.
Um,
All right. So, you can hear the distant sound of alarms, and Earl pauses, looks at the others, who are, uh, who just sort of shrug, like they don't know what's going on.
they're all here. Everyone's here dealing with this. Why would anyone be dealing with anything else?
Yeah,
Everyone's right here.
a crowd has formed of like a lot of
Yeah.
henchbots.
This is where the action is.
And there's a sigh from the man who just says, uh, okay, I'll go check that out. Earl, can you keep that, whatever you are, keep an eye on it? I don't want it getting out into the building again. Make sure it doesn't get into the labs, actually. Jeez. And with that, the man is uh, followed by a couple of henchbots and Ignis. Uh, they all leave to. Actually, followed by all the henchbots and Ignis. All leave to go check out what that is.
Okay. Um, the outlaw goes, labs, huh?
Hey, no funny ideas. Come on, I'm sure we have an empty room here that's just perfect for you.
And with
Aren't you gonna
that,
throw me in the incinerator?
uh,
I don't know. Are you asking for that?
I'm asking what you do to people who oppose you.
Generally, we beat them into a pulp.
Insight. Nope,
go
wrong
on
sheet.
ahead.
Seven. Seven.
It's at this point that Leo also chimes in because she's still here, of course. She's still here.
I love.
Sometimes we also feed them to the robot sharks. Have whole moats. Or, well, we will have a moat. And
Leo just sort of. They're wearing a visor, but you get the idea that she is giving puppy dog eyes to Earl. He says,
No, no, we are not having a moat.
This planet's so stupid.
And yet you are the one who got caught. Now shut it, you.
and
I'll
I guess
shut it when I want to.
it's at this point that they reach an empty room, which just seems to be like a table. There's like a water cooler in the corner, a couple of cabinets. That's about it, though. And the two of them enter. Well, three of them, technically. They enter. Leo closes and locks the door. And Earl just sets Ultra Brain down in the one chair.
Petulant child glare.
You could do to look a bit more intimidating, considering your size. I don't think that's going to work.
Fuck off. I'm plenty intimidating.
Hey, watch the language, little buddy. In case you haven't noticed, we're not exactly PG-13 around here.
What does that even mean? they sound like they've heard this so many times and no one has ever bothered explaining it. And it's like they're just now.
You can tell the real kind.
Leo just sort of leans over and whispers that to Earl. Stage whispers. You can absolutely hear it.
Something real kind. I didn't quite.
yeah.
I catch like half of what you said. Sorry.
Oh, whoops. You can tell they're real kind.
I go, what does that mean?
Leo, stop antagonizing the fleshling. Come on, it's just a prototype. Hardly worth it.
I am the outlaw. I'm not a prototype or
Oh yeah?
the
What crimes
flesh
have you
or
committed to be called the outlaw then?
Are they gonna rise to this? I'm not gonna roll wisdom because they'd fail. I think let's just say there's a coalition who very much would rather me not be here.
Can I roll insight for Earl?
Sure.
Alright, let's see. Insight, that'll be another +1.
Not like you would have heard of it.
16.
What does Earl want to know?
Z's looking to see if they're being truthful.
Yeah. Yeah, they seem to be like it's like weirdly it's non-specific, but not in the way of like, oh yeah, I've committed crimes, like criminal things. But in the way of like, I'm not going to give you enough information to like use that against me.
Okay,
sort
okay.
of thing.
Leo also rolled. They got a nat 20, but it doesn't really matter because it's an 18 anyways.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
so,
was... Yeah.
Uh,
You think back to the second where you were threatening to torture this child for information? And they were like, try it, bitch. Basically.
okay, so, Earl is giving you a look. You can see that you can once again hear the slow powering of their cannon when Leo pops right in.
Oh, really? Fascinating, fascinating. We're all criminals here as well, you know. Seeing as you haven't heard of Hugo, I imagine you haven't heard of, well, the rest of us, but I am Leo. This little bucket of sunshine is Earl, technically my boss. Uh, that big fella out there, uh, the one with the battle mask and all the fire, that's Ignis. Oh, she's really a sweetheart if you get to know her, though. And, the, well, I'm sure you noticed the one human among us. That's Victor, our boss, basically, the face of the group. Uh, oh yeah. We also have a villainous name for our team. It's well, it was Victor's idea, so I didn't have any say in the creative process. We are called Team Victory. Really, I would have chosen something way cooler if I were part of that, but well, too late to change it now. It's basically our brand. Say, kiddo. Wait, are you a kid? I don't know. I can never tell with fleshling. It says like, there's this old man on Acorn Avenue who's like 300 years old, but like only 2 feet tall.
Um, the outlaw is blinking. Also, I'm so sorry. I missed the part where you said what their group name was, and I really want to hear it.
Oh, Team Victory.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. I love
Yeah, I know.
it. Uh, the outlaw is blinking.
In the
Villains.
background on Earl's screen, you can see some sigh and the words "Just let her talk" pop up.
Uh, the outlaw squints at that and looks back at Leo. It's like, what time scale do you use here?
Oh well. Hmm. Uh, for most of the population, I think. At least, at least in, uh, at least in Metro Urban, we all reach maturity around the 18-year mark. Well, the organics do, of course. So 300, awfully long time to live. It's still just 2 feet tall. Nice, super short. I like to make fun of him every time I see him. He also tries to
No,
kill me every
like,
time, so it's
oh,
even.
oh, um, no, like, what's your time scale? What do you base it off of?
What do I base what off of?
I'm gonna roll in straight intelligence for Leo. It's a 5.
It's a 5. Are you what? Lunar cycles, solar cycles? Are you stellar?
Are you talking about
Constellation based? Are
wheels?
you dynasty based? Some cultures do. Um, The outlaw just keeps talking, and then what did Leo say?
At the talk of like lunar cycles and whatnot, Leo just asks, "Why are you talking about wheels?"
This planet is stupid.
Well, excuse me, I'm not calling you stupid for looking like a freshly peeled grape. Seriously, what's up with your head? It's not supposed to be that big. I heard that could be a medical condition.
It's not. It's just how I am, okay?
Oh, of course, of course. Alright, my mistake. You still look like a freshly peeled grape, though.
Uh, they don't look like they know what a grape is.
You know, the little tiny little fruits that grow on stems and bunches. Do you seriously not know what a grape is? Gosh, Earl, they don't know what a grape is. How tragic that is. Oh, I could cry if I had tear ducts in the first place. Ooh, that's an interesting idea.
I need to get
Hey,
Victor to
Earl.
build me tear ducts so I can cry.
Earl, do you think I could get tear ducts on my next upgrade? Come on, just imagine. I could do so much with crying. I think I'd be really good at making myself look sad.
The outlaw's brow is just furrowed so deeply. Um, I think they do ask this. What villains? There's you and the power struggle primary in the city is you or well Victor and Hugo. What's villains?
You don't know what villains are?
Why the fuck would I ask if I knew what villains were?
Oh, well, now I must tell you.
And it's at this moment that Leo is just pushed off to the side by Earl. He goes,
Alright, that's enough out of you. So, here's what you need to know, seeing as you're evidently not from here, or, well, anywhere nearby, if you're from space of all things. Of course we'd have an alien today. But,
You guys know about. They stopped talking.
do you know about what?
No one in this backwater hit planet knows what space is.
You will be surprised by just what kind of things the people on this backwater hick planet will know. In this particular city, space isn't very important, but I know of a couple people who travel there regularly. But that's besides the point. Villains, as you were asking, in this city at least, are, well, evildoers, forces that bring nothing but misery and misfortune. That's what we are.
The outlaw is squinting at you.
You know, we cause trouble, we destroy property, we rob banks, to put it simply, we make things interesting around here. We make things fun.
Why?
Well, because it's fun, obviously. And because, well, if we don't do it, if we don't establish ourselves as the top dogs of the city, and then anyone else can come along and choose to set the tone differently. Put it simply, if we don't set the rating, someone else will. Also, again, it's just fun being evil.
Um, the uh the outlaw seems to try and hide it, but when Earl says it's just fun being evil, they do crack a small smile. Like, yeah, it's a blast. Um, Causing problems on purpose is enjoyable. Um, hmm. So you keep the hmm, um there's like um there's like almost visible air quotes, but they can't because they're still tied to a chair. um the good guys in check.
Hmm.
In a way, yes, pretty much. It's it's a delicate balance, I'll admit. We keep the heroes in check, the heroes keep us in check, and we both keep the city under control.
They're nodding to themselves a little. They look like they're doing a big thing. Um and yeah, they're like their expression is like contemplative but also like accepting. Um do you want to roll insight, I guess?
Boy, would I?
Boy, would you?
Let's
Oh,
let's
7.
have Leo roll as well. Wow.
14. Uh hmm. Uh Leo, I think with a 14. I think Earl with the 7, you get like this is a new concept. And the outlaw seems to be thinking over it very like definitely like turning it over in their head, trying to figure out what to think of it. With the 14, uh Leo, you get the idea that this um this kid is sort of liking the sound of that. Like they've not heard of it before, but it seems to solve something for them. Um and like it makes sense. And they are they're they like the idea basically of that.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. With that, Leo is once again barging in, just shoving Earl back to the side again. Goes,
Yeah, it's a very, very fun career, I gotta say. Though, you do have to get used to being beaten up because, you know, if the villains win, that sort of disrupts everything, but, you know, we're all on the same wavelength. It's all really a performance more than anything. All good fun. Really, you should try it. If, really, you should try it one day. Once you're out of here, once you're out of here, I can give you some pointers as to how to get started on your villainy career. After all, uh, as the top villains of this city, we do have to sort of guide along the newbies. Keep them in check. Make sure that they aren't getting themselves or anyone else killed.
Uh, the outlaw is going to roll insight to see if Leo means that. That's a nat 20.
You have never met
It's-
anyone more stupid and more sincere. Well, you've met the henchbots, never mind.
Oh, I love them all so much. um, they give Leo a very contemplating look, and then they say, "I might take you up on that."
Leo just brightens up at that. She looks over at Earl with the brightest smile, like,
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? We might have a new villain in town.
Can we keep him?
Come on, Earl. We might have a new sidekick. I mean, just imagine robots,
God.
aliens. Put them two great things. Put them together, and what do we have? An even better team.
I'm already on a team.
Leo just deflates. Like, all her hopes and dreams have been crushed.
Oh no!
He goes,
At
Really?
that though, I think Ultra Ray is just like, we need to discuss it.
Oh, discuss a merger maybe, or a collab. Oh, collabs are always fun. Seriously, you can never go wrong with a good crossover.
and then she is cut off by Earl, who just goes,
Excuse me, you have a team.
I have a partner.
A partner.
and I guess it's at this moment that you notice that Earl is holding up like two fingers to the little round things on the side of their head. And hey, what's been going up with Minion? We haven't seen much of them this FPS. What's going on with them, Trad?
Well, the modified Kazu, the yeah, the modified the modified Kuzak 3 bot has been um it's very big. I'd say it's probably about the you said Ignis is like 8 foot, right?
Yep.
Probably about Ignis's height, which means it's probably for the best that Ignis was the one that went out with Victor, because the the bot, it definitely seems like a robot is trying to break in um, towards steadily making its way towards the part of the facility where the outlaw is being held.
Okay. So along the way there, they probably face like a couple scattered groups of henchbots who, they're easy enough to deal with. Mechanically, they're like level 1.
Okay, yeah. There's a like a glowy battle axe that they're wielding, and also a large firearm strapped, a large laser gun strapped to their back, but they've mostly been using the battle axe.
Okay. So, despite the alarms, the trip so far has been mostly smooth. The henchbots don't do much, but then in front of your path, you are faced with Ignis, who has their battle mask back on, their warhammer in hand, and they pretty much completely block the hallway.
Cool.
No thanks
This Kuzak
further.
3
Just
model pretty much completely blocks the hallway in the other direction.
Uh, and Ignis just sort of stands there, like in fighting position.
um. Hmm. Uh. Hmm. I'm trying to figure out how this definitely robot would word this. Um. Uh. I think they go query outlaw location.
Okay, at this, Ignis tilts her head for a moment before uh, they hold up a finger, uh, uh, tap the side, press two fingers to the side of their head. Uh, you get the feeling that they're like listening to something, probably.
Minion, well, not minion. Sorry. This robot definitely knows what comms are.
Yeah. And she finally says,
that depends. Are you here to retrieve them?
Affirmative.
Turn around, and I will bring you to them.
What was the first part of that?
Uh, Turn around, and I will bring you to them.
Lead.
uh, uh, does do they like comply with what Ignis asked, or
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Even the second time around, I didn't hear what
okay.
first part was.
Uh, turn around and I will bring you to them, basically.
Hmm.
I will not attack, only apprehend. We can't have we can't have a stranger walking around armed and ready to attack.
Uh, the bot powers off their like battle axe hatchet um and stows it on their back, and they just say again, lead.
Okay, it's at this moment that Ignis pulls out a pair of handcuffs from their hammer space, and they go to take a step towards the robot, but uh, these are not handcuffs sized for robots of their size. So they just pause. She looks down at it and then at the robot again, and just silently puts it away. Gives them a
There's
nod.
no facial expressions on this thing. There's one single eye light that kind of rotates around within like this visory frame, but otherwise it's like does not. There's very little body language, very little movement. This is like a brick wall, like of a bot. They're not animated, and like the minions or Leo or Ignis or I think they are animated. They are still technically Toonkind looking, but their movement very efficiency based.
You know what? Ignis can appreciate efficiency. So they turn around and just start leading the way.
The Kuzak 3 model is going to follow.
All right, so back in the interrogation room. Fuck, what was Earl saying again?
In very, very big air quotes.
The interrogation room.
It's the water cooler. I love that there's water coolers. Because except for Victor. And yeah, it's a theming thing, and it's delightful, and I love it.
Yeah, there was a mini fridge in the break room.
Like a microwave. And they all bring their lunchbox, which are just empty.
sometimes when they're feeling hungry, they just take out a bowl of nuts and bolts and throw it into the microwave. They have to replace the microwave like every other day.
They get bored really easily, and they have only the best ideas.
Yeah, they believe everything on the internet, and they are connected to it 24/7.
They do all of the like the life hack videos. That's just like making eggs and watermelon, and like using soda to clean shoes.
There's a building-wide
All
meeting.
of the 5-minute crafts videos.
There's a building-wide meeting like every week where Earl just tells them to don't fucking put bleach in your eyes. Don't use toothpaste to try and fix the glass.
Toothpaste will not make a light bulb turn back on. Shrimp! Heaven! No! Please, we can't keep doing this.
It never works. There's always some other bullshit they try.
I love them so much. Okay. Handcuffs don't fit. Back in the interrogation room.
Right. Fuck, nearly spilled my water.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, so Earl, I guess you can tell that Earl was having some sort of conversation with someone else, and as he goes,
Is that partner of yours a 8-foot-tall robot with a battle axe and a laser gun?
Why?
Because I have word that they are coming to retrieve you.
The outlaw, like tries not to show it, but melts a little bit in like relief into the chair. They. I think they say, yeah, that's them. Or, yeah. Or, would they say them or? I think they'd use. I'm not sure if they would use them or it for the Kuzak 3 model.
Well,
I think they'd use them.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter
sorry.
much to Earl either way. Uh, they just nod, step aside from the door, and in comes Ignis with the other robot tailing behind, I assume.
Um. Uh. The other robot. There's like a the light the eye light like dims and brightens and like flickers a couple of times, and if anyone would be paying attention, and the outlaw nods silently back.
They're probably all more focused on the giant 8 foot tall robot. Well, the
Yeah.
2 8 foot tall robots now.
There's two of them.
And
The Kuzak 3 bot is kind of like a yellow tan color. No, actually, heck it, they're red. We
2
love
8 foot tall red robots.
Yeah.
Well, here is
Also,
that
for the
partner
list,
of yours then.
yep.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
The outlaw just says, "Yep." I don't suppose you'd recognize a Kuzak 3.
Fuck, would Earl recognize a Kuzak 3? I don't know what a Kuzak 3 is, but my memory is very
Oh.
bad.
That's fine. It doesn't mean anything because they're definitely not a. They're definitely not bootlegs of Zaku.
Oh shit, right,
They're
that
definitely not a
guy.
Zaku 2 bootleg. Um, except that they're not mech suits in this thing. They're just there's something between they're a type of like high damage output security slash like infantry fighty bot in space.
In
So I don't know. Would Earl know about that?
I mean, I'll roll just flat intelligence. If he gets a 20 or higher, then I guess he does know something. Because again, space not really their thing. He has a couple of friends who are
Yeah.
all about it, but yeah, no clue.
The hench bots use all of the bandwidth for 5-minute crafts and cat memes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, here is your partner. As you can see, almost completely unharmed. Not for lack of trying.
Yeah, the bot says nothing. It just just stone wall. It is just standing there, and like with the one highlight, just just yeah, looking at Earl.
Earl looks back for a moment, squints and then turns to Ultra Brain. Well, the outlaw, and says,
How old are you, anyways? Are you a child in your species age?
Uh, what time scale do you use here? Well, by uh so the outlaw looks like the outlaw goes to like say a name, presumably of like a species or people, but cuts himself off. Um, I'm. Why do you want to know?
Because you are apparently an alien criminal from outer space who was being hunted down by some sort of coalition. I believe I have reason to be a bit concerned. Mostly
Um,
about how dangerous you are.
when you mention the coalition, um, the uh, the Kuzak 3 model, like notice like shifts back into a more like ready stance.
I don't believe Earl would notice, but Ignis probably does, and she sort of shifts as well, as a bit of a warning.
Um, the, the eye light just narrows. Oh, not narrows. It becomes it gets a little bit smaller. The silent 8 foot tall red robot standoff in the background. Um, uh, well, no one on this backwater planet knows what space is, or at least most people don't. And I wouldn't have wanted. We wouldn't have chosen a backwater hick planet. Um, doesn't even know this. This technology is ancient. Um, no one knows. We wouldn't have chosen this to be found.
Earl considers this for a moment until Leo once again pops in. She's had enough of being quiet.
Our beloved Leo, our beloved.
She just goes,
Oh my gosh. Are you like, oh, that's so sad. Are you a child criminal forced from your home by weird space people? Oh, my friend, my little buddy old pal, that is a tragic backstory. And you know how tragic backstories are in the villain business. They are
I'm
absolutely perfect. Seriously, the more I learn about you, the more I am certain that you would make an absolutely excellent villain, and that weapon of yours, that knife, that gun, very advanced, very cool. I am sure that even if you aren't a robot, you might fit in perfectly on Team Victory. I mean, just think about it.
Um, there's like uh there's like a sound that comes from the other 8 foot tall red robot. It's kind of like a deeper like ping, like bow kind of sound. But it sounds questioning. Um, and the outlaw um head like very slightly just like not we'll discuss it later because this bot does not know what this bot has no idea what Leo's talking about.
And Leo is still talking. Like,
I love
I mean, seriously, the pay incredible. The pay incredible. There is a swimming pool on floor 3. Uh, we have lots of potted plants, which is great. They're all made of plastic. Plastic is very bad for the environment. We're constantly being evil. Seriously, you won't find another group as dedicated to villainy as us.
we need to
Plus,
discuss.
you need to be a bit louder than that if you're gonna stop Leo.
Yeah, I know. Keep going, Leo.
I'm sure Victor won't mind. I mean, come on, the boss man barely. The boss man barely keeps track of his own henchmen. What's one more? And plus, you seem like you seem like smart kind, like very inventive. So what I'm thinking is, what if we had like an entire arc about taking on like a prodigy. How do you say that word again? Whatever. I can't look it up anyways. All the henchbot are currently using up like every little bit of my bandwidth.
We're not going to
Okay,
be
that's
anyone's henchman.
no. That's fine. You don't need to be like on the same level as the henchbots. Like, me, Ignis, and Earl were like basically co-workers. It's like it's a whole thing. Uh, I guess technically, Victor is our boss, but we're all in charge of our own different things. Ignis is in charge of like keeping the factory running. She's handy like that. Very good with her hands. Uh, Earl covers all the boring stuff along with Victor. He does inventions and whatnot. He upgrades the spots. Earl, again, boring stuff, paperwork, uh, public relations, just nerd things. Me, however, Leo, that's me. I handle the cool stuff.
um, while um, while Leo is monologuing for a very loose definition of the term, um, gonna roll a sleight of hand. It's an 11. And I guess. Okay. Sleight of hand. That's an 11.
All right. Should I roll perception for someone?
Go for it. Anyone. Everyone.
Okay. Leo is too stupid to notice. Ignis is more focused on the Kuzak. So Earl, what's your perception?
Earl, do you perceive?
Do you perceive? Earl perceives.
Earl perceives. You see the outlaw slipping that knife out from their hammer space again. and uh, working there, cutting at the rope, tying him to the chair.
There is the conversation, well, the monologue is interrupted by Earl holding up his arm cannon and firing off another hold person.
As soon as you raise your arm cannon towards the outlaw, the Kuzak 3 model is going to actually uh they're going to oh, that's the wrong sheet. Let me get the right sheet. Um they're going to dodge they're going to grab for Earl, and their armor is in their armor's in guardian mode. So I guess they're gonna make it. So thunder gauntlets. Each of the armor's gauntlets count as a simple melee weapon while you aren't holding anything, and deals 1d8 thunder damage on the hit. I guess that would be d 20 plus 2, 8. That probably doesn't make it.
Yeah,
But
and I think I know why it doesn't make it, because in quick succession, Earl moves, the Kuzak moves, and then Ignis moves. And Ignis, seeing more, they weren't looking at Earl or the outlaw, so they just see the Kuzak move in a vaguely threatening manner, and they go in for the attack. Or do they? Let me check something. What do you have, buddy?
a a 12 does not. Is that an a whiz save? Sorry.
You know what?
I'll
Yeah,
just be
they
good. It's a
don't.
17.
A 17 for what?
17 whiz save for hold person.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that. Wait a second. No,
Wait a
it doesn't
second.
work.
Oh
Earl,
my
as a reaction,
gosh.
casts silvery barbs. Roll again.
Oh gosh. Okay, cool. Come on. That's a 0.
Okay, you are once
Um,
again encased. And hold on, I gotta go over Ignis's character sheet. What are you doing again, little buddy? What are you doing again?
yeah.
You know what? Uh, the Kuzak goes to punch Earl. Ignis goes to punch them. They are casting inflict wounds at. I don't know. What level do you want to cast that at? Actually.
Cool.
Okay, phew. At level 1, casting inflict wounds at level 1. So, melee spell attack. 15.
15 or 13?
15.
15. That I think just barely hits.
All right. 3d10. 17 necrotic damage.
Cool.
Leo
Um,
looks over at the commotion for a second before she just goes right back to talking.
oh my gosh.
They've got us
Um,
handled. She's now like draped over the table at this point.
um, oh my gosh. Um, is anyone going to say anything or are they defending Leo's monologue?
I I mean, Earl. Yeah, Ignis nor Earl are gonna say anything.
Do you want to do either of them want they want to roll insight to see like what that was, or do they just not care? Leo is talking. We
Oh,
know she
yeah.
talks a lot.
Uh, Both Ignis and Earl are aptly rolling insight, partly to determine how they should handle this. So let's see. Insight from Ignis, 23.
Okay.
They are a cleric mechanically.
Bless. Oh my gosh.
A 3 from Earl.
Earl. Earl. Um, Earl, I guess you're assuming that since the Kuzak went for you, that they were trying to attack you, I guess. Specifically.
Yeah, considering
for
you're
no
casting
reason?
a spell, I mean,
It had nothing to do with the fact that you were raising an arm cannon towards the outlaw. They probably were both trying to like stab you through the process or something. Ignis, you've mostly been watching the other 8 foot tall red robot, who there's not a lot of body language on this bot. But they have consistently like you've been watching them. Their eyelight has flicked sort of over the room and back towards like the point of exit, and at their and at the outlaw, and you get the vibe that they really just want to leave. Like like they don't know what's going on, but you get the impression that the two of them really just want to call it a day. But also they're not like asking because they're terrible. They're not like, can we go now? I don't think they expect to have a yes out of that. um they're like the the Kuzak doesn't really seem to know what's going on, and both of them seem like they just want to get out of here and like regroup.
yeah, that's fair. Ignis, at this point, is probably like grabbed onto the Kuzak's wrist and just gives them a nod, says,
Just give us a moment. Leo likes to talk.
before turning to Earl this time and asking,
Are they free to leave now?
at which point Earl shrugs and goes to tap Leo on the shoulder. Say,
All right, wrap it up. You're going to bore them to death at this point.
which
I love
gets
them
a
so much.
gets a very offended reaction from Leo, but she does ultimately slide off the table. At which point Earl drops the hold person and goes around to just untie the rope himself.
Uh, and so like as Earl reaches towards like the outlaw, they do like shrink away. It's like they're not quite sure um what Earl's going for, but once it becomes clear that Earl's just untying the rope. They're less defensive.
Well, this has gone on long enough. So, you two can leave this time. But, if you do ever break in, or try to break in again, I will be making good on the incinerator threat.
Which
Uh,
she gets a bit of a confused reaction from Ignis. You just like,
What about my bedroom?
um, insight. So the Kuzak gets a nat 20 on insight, and I think the outlaw still believes that Earl would do it. Um,
okay, you are probably the one. So the Kuzak is the one who hears Ignis's like question about what about my bedroom? And yeah, this is just sort of the usual fare for villains, over exaggerated threats. Z won't actually do that.
gosh. Um, there's like the eye light flickers, in response to that. Uh, and so the outlaw um ducks around Earl and vaults over the table, um, and lands uh, the Kuzak seems to shift, for and expects the outlaw jumping from the table onto one of the armor plates and climbing up to their shoulder. um, and hmm,
The door is
to
still
Earl,
locked, by the way.
the door's still locked. Cool. Um, uh, to Earl, they say, no promises. And then turning to Leo, they're like, we will consider your offer.
She is beaming at that. And before turning to Earl and saying,
Oh, can I lead them? Can I lead them out? Come on, Earl, let me do this. Let me do this. I want to do this.
and Earl sighs, covers her face with her only hand, and just nods, waves him off. And Leo unlocks the door and just sort of bounces out of there.
Yeah, the two of them follow. Do they? So are the doors of the right height to where Ignis can actually get through them, or does Ignis always have to duck because it's funny?
Uh, Ignis always has to duck.
Incredible. Um, yeah. So um, yeah, the Kuzak model also ducks through, and the outlaw has to like cling to the side of the armor as they duck. They follow Leo out.
All right, so she takes a different path, for the Kuzak at least, to the exit. And as they're walking, she is still talking, and I guess the conversation goes something like this.
So, how was your first impression? I mean, okay, I know Earl is a little stick in the mud, and yeah, Ignis is. She's kind of quiet at first. You know how it is. She's just shy. Don't hold it against her. And yeah, Victor's weird. He's just weird, but trust me, they are absolutely great at their jobs. They are wonderful at villainy. Which which you definitely have promised as a great villain too if you do ever come back. I mean, seriously, an alien from outer space with a tragic backstory, uh, and a really big, cool robot sidekick. Hey, buddy, what's your name, anyways?
She says this to the Kuzak.
Yeah. Um, both the robot and the alien look a little caught off guard. Like, this is not a question either of them were expecting. Um, well, they're not my sidekick. We're partners. They don't need they're Kuzak, modified, of course, by me, but they're Kuzak 3 model.
Kuzak 3. Kuzak 3. That's a bit of a long one. How about we shorten that to, let's see, initials K3, KT. How about I call you Katie for now?
Oh, that's so good. Um, uh, the outlaw looks down at the robot, um, sort of like waiting for them to reply. Um, and after like a long pause, where there's two sets of metal feet walking down the corridor, just affirmative.
So you can talk. Oh, that's lovely, that's lovely. Not that not being able to talk is much of an obstacle. I mean, I can give you my com number if need be. Or, well, okay, maybe not the work com, and maybe not my private one, but I can give you a throwaway one if, talking isn't really a thing. Uh, Talking isn't like QC 229's things either. So, that is another thing. We are very accommodating to the different needs of different robots.
They'll talk how they want to talk.
Ah, well, of course. It's their choice. Looks like it's your choice to join us. Hey, come on, it'll be really fun. I see a
They
lot of
said we'll
potential in you.
discuss it.
It's always with the discussions, and we'll have a building wide meeting about it. It's always way too many decisions in villainy, but well, I suppose your dream job isn't always how you imagine it to be.
I
But
love
I
you so
am
much.
very excited to hear what you and your partner ultimately decide. Plus, even if you don't decide to join with Team Victory, which, gosh, that name, I would understand your decision just based on the name alone. But
Oh,
even if you don't
the outlaw
join,
does like shrug. Is like that is pretty terrible.
oh yeah, absolutely. You can tell he came up with it in high school.
The outlaw looks confused but does not interrupt.
But like, even if you don't join us, I mean, we're not the head villains of this city for no reason, you know. It's also our job to like guide and keep an eye on fledgling villains throughout the city because it gets really boring if it's just like the same. If it's just the same group that the heroes need to defeat. Sometimes you need variety. It's the spice of life. Like, let's see, there is the Chocolate Man. Oh, he's one of the oldest ones. Of course, he can't compare to our abilities, but uh, like I don't know, I'd say every 6, 7 episodes, he gets his own little feature. There's also Madame Paperclip. She's a bit new to the scene, but gosh, she has a lot of promise, I must say. And
I love. Are they? How close are they to the door? Or are they just going
Leo,
down the long, like, thematic hallways?
they are going down the long, long hallway. Leo is taking the long route, and she
I was
keeps
gonna
on
say, did Leo
talking.
take the long way just so that she could talk to them more? I feel like I don't even need to ask this question.
Yeah, this is the long route, and Leo spends the whole time talking.
Incredible. Um. Uh. I do think the outlaw does ask, like, how would I let you know what we decide?
well, let's see. How will you let us know? Are you? Do you have access to like I don't know a com or something, or a phone at least? We have a phone number.
Our technology doesn't work with your planet's everything.
Oh well, that's a shame. Well, If you can't call us, then I don't know. You could probably knock on the door, maybe. But wait. No. We have a lot of security for the front door. Uh, hmm. I don't know. Sometimes the henchbots are sent out to, buy groceries and whatnot. Uh, you can. It's not super hard to find one throughout the city. So, like, if you do decide to join us up with us, you can, I don't know, talk to one of them, or maybe to one of us if we're ever out and about. Or, oh wait, no, another idea. Uh, there's a shop. There's this cute little shop in town, like over on Brookside Street. There's this little shop with this an absolutely adorable little guy. He's made of magma. Ignis absolutely loves him. But uh, in his stock, there's these little paper airplanes that, if you write a message on them and you designate a recipient, uh, you can send them. You can send them a letter, regardless of where they are on this planet.
The both the outlaw and the robot, that robot has no, like, does not do expressions at all. But both of them are just looking at you just like question marks, like that does not seem real or believable. Um uh
Oh, it's cute
um
stuff.
The outlaw just mutters to himself, might as well just break in again.
Leo, with their -1, with a -2 to their passive perception, does not notice.
Yeah, I can give.
Too
Actually,
passive?
Let's see.
How does that? Well,
Well,
passive is gonna be 10 plus whatever the modifier is.
and her modifier is -2.
How does she have -12 wisdom?
What? -12.
Okay. Oh, her modifier is -2. Okay, yes, that would be an 8. Man, this means Leo and the outlaw have the same modifier. Wisdom. I think because of that, the outlaw does say it loud enough that Leo could hear. Clown to clown communication.
Clown to clown. Absolutely. Leo just says,
oh gosh, break in again. Well, that would be fun. That would be really fun, actually. Well, I mean, actually, that might be a good idea. If you break in again, you could impress Earl and Victor enough that even they won't have any complaints about letting you on the team. You know what? Yeah. Next time you want to come by, if you've made your decision and you decide that you want to join us, just try and break in again and, well, you can't just break in with no goal. Say, why did you break in the first place?
To find out if you guys were a problem.
A problem? Well, it's our job to be problems, so I guess you got your answer there. But, you need something more tangible. If you need a more tangible goal if you're going to be breaking in, so how about... Oh, I know. The perfect idea. So, Victor. He's basically like our boss, kinda. He's the face of the group. He was the founder, one of the first members alongside Earl. And you know those goggles he's always wearing that make him look like a total nerd? What if, when you break
yes?
in, you steal those goggles? That will be very impressive if you do.
Why would I want to steal a pair of stupid goggles?
Well, to prove yourself, to prove that you have the talent to be a great villain alongside the best of the best. Or you could rob a bank.
Rob a bank?
Yeah, have you ever robbed one before?
We'll see.
You'll be doing a lot of robbing if you join up with us, I gotta say.
We've broken into arms storage before?
Ooh, well, that's certainly a start. Well, you're not limited to just stealing and thievery. Some of us are mad villains. Some of us, control rats. Some of us, just want to advertise our social media accounts. On that note, stay far away from CSCT. He is an influencer and a villain. He's not even fun to have a crossover with. He makes it all about himself.
Noted. Um, I'll keep that in mind, I guess.
Great. Glad I could be of help then. Of evil help, of course. I'm still a villain. So that's why I'm only telling you to do evil things. But
Uh,
I've gone off track.
the robot and the alien look at each other. Um, just yeah, just like oh, that's new.
But yeah. If you want to join, try and break in and steal Victor's goggles to prove to him and Earl that you have what it takes. Because villainy isn't just for any old Joe, you know.
What if I don't want to join you guys? So you said you would still help?
Oh well, if you want to freelance, then of course. Just hmm.
What? Would I steal his left shoe then?
I mean, well, stealing his left shoe would probably be trickier, unless he was asleep, but no, that's besides the point. If you want to freelance, uh, you can actually go down to the local library. They've got computers there that anyone can use, and just hop onto those. Go over to our website at teamvictory.ein,
Oh my god.
and there should be a form you can fill out for if you are a beginning villain. And we will provide emails and consultations for any villain needs you might have. Plus, we offer free training because villainy is inclusive to all, no matter their status.
The at the mention of like Satori computers, they get like a look on their face like they'd rather die than touch like that like that brick.
Or you
Um,
can also just talk to me directly. I don't usually stick around here. I don't stay inside all day like Earl or Ignis or Victor or. Gosh, they're all shut-ins.
I'll
That's
just break in again.
you know what? Yeah, that's the
If
spirit.
that's the spirit. Cool.
And
Are they at the door yet? Or is
yeah.
there another like 3 days of hallways? I feel like Leo could literally spend like 3 days just leading people down different hallways and talking.
Oh, absolutely. But I think considering the robot does know how long it's supposed to take to get from that point to the exit, Leo decides to not, and you finally.
No, can I offer they walk like down another hallway and because the robot like this is part of the way that the robot came in and Leo goes to walk them past it. And the Kuzak just like goes through the door that you're supposed to take to leave. It's like
uh,
Leo tries to lead them on another like 30-minute loop. And
Alas, Leo has to go along then, and now you finally reached the exit.
um
And
do they encounter any henchbots or is it just like
oh
empty
yeah,
because their security is terrible?
no, there are a lot of hench bots going about now that things have sort of returned to normal, and uh, that probably makes things like longer because Leo like stops to talk with each one, asks them how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Introduces each henchbot to them.
Oh my gosh. That's great. Okay. Like, yeah, they actually they pay attention while Leo's doing that.
Unfortunately, they're all identical, so despite Leo giving different names for each of them, I'm not sure how well you can keep track.
Um, yeah, so between Leo's one-sided conversation and then, getting introduced to every henchbot they see along the way, um, they finally make it, I guess, to the door.
At which
Reluctantly on
point,
Leo's part.
there's like a keypad. Leo inputs a very, very, very long string of numbers in.
They absolutely were trying to try and memorize that code, but it's so long. They'd fail.
It takes a solid minute for Leo to type it all out. Before there's a beep, the door opens, and you can hear like out in the like front yard, all the death traps and guns and turrets just sort of fall inactive as Leo gestures out.
And we have reached the end of our tour.
You didn't show me anything but hallways and a lot of henchbots.
Hallways and henchbots are very important. That is a very big rule in villainy. Being cartoonishly mean is all fun and good, but you gotta make sure you know your henchmen. And you know your hallways. Seriously, nothing beats a good cinematic walk down the hallway. Plus, it cannot be understated the comedic potential of hallways with multiple doors. Like, okay, have you ever seen the gag where someone is chasing another person and they enter a door, they exit through another door, and then the other
I have
person
not
is chasing?
seen any gags. I think we'll be going now.
Oh, of course. Remember, if you never need to come in touch with us, try the public computers at the library, or see if you can find me at the Blueberry Cafe, or see if you can run into any henchbots while out grocery shopping, or of course you can break in, which between me and you, I suggest that one. It'll be very fun. Oh, don't break in if
Noted.
we're out on a heist, though. Don't break in if we're out committing crimes, because then, well, we're not gonna notice.
Okay. Noted. Bye. Leo, was it?
Yep, Leo. Leo. With a dot, with a period in between each letter, of course. It's an acronym.
Cool. Bye. Leo.
And bye to you too, you tiny little guy, you little buddy of mine.
Okay, we're
And
going
your
now.
big buddy. Alright. See ya.
Both of them look surprised that you acknowledged the robot again.
Hey, listen, she is in charge of the henchbots, the underappreciated.
Huh? Do uh yeah. The bot uh lifts up one of its hands and kind of confusedly waves. Like very hesitantly. Waves. Goodbye.
Some of the henchbot, like a bit of a crowd has gathered too. Like they're very curious folks. They
Oh
wave
my
as well.
gosh. I love them.
Yeah, be safe
Yeah.
out there now. Keep an eye out for Hugo or like any of the hero team. Uh, if you're not doing any crime, they'll probably leave you alone. But you know they can be real jerks to the villains. But it's all fun and games. Don't take it to heart. Or well, you're an alien, so whatever thing pumps your blood. If you have blood, do you have blood? I mean, we don't have blood, so for a robot, I'd say, don't take it to your engine. But I don't think you have an
Yeah.
engine. You might, though. You might.
She says to the Kuzak, or Katie,
Uh-huh.
as she's now calling them.
Yeah. Gosh. Hey, Tala, you've just solved my conundrum of what I'm gonna call of what Minion's name is outside of villainy. um yeah. Uh they they I think at this point they just walk away and leave Leo to her like one-sided pondering about whether or not they have a heart or an engine or if like some sort of fusion reactor or something. Um because it's been a very long day.
No thanks to Leo.
No, no thanks to Leo, but some thanks to Leo. I love Leo. Oh my gosh. Oh, goodness gracious.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I guess as you walk away from the, I don't know. I never imagined what their villainous lair would look like. So all I imagine is the Doofenshmirtz Tower.
Oh my gosh. Victory Evil Incorporated.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they are a bit of a company too. Like they gotta fund their villainy somehow.
Oh my
And I did call it a
gosh.
factory earlier.
Uh-huh. Um Says they walk away from Victory Evil Incorporated.
And the
Um
screen fades away, I suppose, unless there's something else you want to do for after credits.
no, I think that's the end of the memory since that is what this is.
Oh shit! Right. Well, obviously, not all of that was in the memory they watched, because,
Yeah.
but you know, it probably was a trip down memory lane for them as they recalled their first contact, a name drop,
Name drop.
and their memories and Earl's memories just sort of fill in the blanks for everything that happened that day.
Yeah. Uh as as the I guess the screen cuts out. Uh they're both sitting there like, "Oh, we're that fuckers." Um yeah, and I think they both like silently agree to like let's not watch any more of these.
Probably, all things
Um
considered, might be a bit painful to watch, considering Leo was the one that died.
yeah. Uh let's not watch any more of these. Um they're both quieter and somber as I think uh Ultra Brain uh reaches very far across the console to click out of uh that file. It just says well let's let's back this up and so many passwords in a vault in a safe in a pit full of spiders and sharks. And they're jumping off the jumping off the swivel chair. It's like, and lock it there and not deal with that again. It's like, yeah, yeah, sir. Let's keep it safe. And I think, I think it fades out there.
Yeah, that seems as good a spot as any to end off.
Mm-hmm. God, Tala, I love them so much. Ah.
Gotta love flashbacks when you know what happens in the end.
Yeah.
Well, this has been
Okay,
First Contact, folks. Thanks
this
to
has been First Contact. Thanks for
to-
listening.
Yeah, thanks to future listeners. This has been a blast, and have a lovely time zone, everyone.
Have a lovely time zone. And you too, James Baxter. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
Goodbye.